Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's match day once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ellistown. Today it is Ellistown versus Coventry United in the second pre-season friendly of the summer of 2020. Ellistown have been keeping Coventry United waiting prior to the game. United have been stood out here for a good 8 minutes, waiting for the arrival of the home side. Ellistown choosing to have a bit of a team talk in their respective dressing room. Whilst United have been on the outside, just keeping themselves warm and getting ready for the game. Liam Cook with you throughout today's match here in, I think it's classed as Leicestershire. It is a bit of a blustery day, so apologies for the poor quality of the commentary. Do hear a little bit of wind noise. But thankfully we are getting a muffler ordered, which will make sure that during the season the sound quality will be a lot better. It won't be affected by the wind. Let's get you into the starting lineup for Coventry United. Now, Reece Francis will be starting in goal. The back line will consist of Ben Valance on the right-hand side, Michael Quirk in the centre, along with a trialist centre-back, Lewis Hudson, on the left-hand side. The midfield will consist of the man of the match from the Leicester Road match, Jake Holt, Aaron Williams, the midfield enforcer. We've got Josh O'Grady back after his holiday, as well as Joe Cairns, and up front is Chris Canwell and Kyle Carey. The bench consists of Lewis Ison, Harry Sawyer, Dominic Elaine, Riley O'Sullivan, and a trialist defender. We are glad that you could join us here on Coventry United TV. We of course wish that you could be with us here in person. The good news was announced on Friday that the first 3 fixtures of the Midland Football League have been announced for all clubs, with the expectancy that fans will be allowed in those games. So hopefully it will just be another couple of weeks before we can welcome the loud and proud Red and Green Army back to the Butts Park Arena. It really isn't the same without you guys. And we are underway. We have Coventry United kicking from left to right in the red shirts with green shorts and socks, the civic colours of Coventry, of course. And Ellistown in yellow shirts with red lining, with blue and white shorts and blue socks. Certainly a colourful home kit for Ellistown. Here's Kyle Carey on the ball. Slips it through for Josh O'Grady, back in the squad. Cairns making himself available in the penalty area. Whipped in by O'Grady. And Campbell at the far post lofts it over. Start for Coventry United. Red Green's coaching staff wanting to see goals, goals, goals today. I believe Ellistown are at, I want to say, step 8. I believe they're in the same division as Rugby Borough, who are of course quite close to Coventry United in terms of location. Goalkeeper trying to loft the ball away. Of course, we don't have the team news for the home side. Teams don't tend to share squad lists prior to friendly matches, and including some cup matches. But that'll all be sorted in time for the new season, where teams are of course obligated to swap team sheets, as the trialist centre-back number 5 is tripped in his own defensive vicinity, and that will be a free kick a couple of yards in from the right-hand side, halfway into United territory. Here's the tries again, receiving it from Francis. Jake Holt under pressure on the edge of his penalty area, away to Michael Quirk. Just trying to settle into a rhythm. Lofted to the left, heavy first touch from Cadwell, but it's tapped over the line on the halfway line by the Ellistown fullback. Nodded on to Cairns, and now throw in to take place on the left side of the penalty area. It's a great position for the Red and Greens. Another throw further down the line as the midfielder blocks off the attempted cross from Ben Valance. In fact, it looks like Lewis Hudson is going to be playing on the right-hand side and Valance the left. We thought it would be the other way around. Hudson Tipped a trip by the number 9. Hudson gets away, slips it into the midfield, but Cairns too slow to it. Ellistown looking to cause an upset. Of course, no points in pre-season, but plenty of pride on the line. Here's the trialist centre-back after the clearance from Ellistown. Into the box it goes. Safe hands from the keeper, who's wearing tracksuit bottoms. In fact, it may actually be wearing his socks quite high, but in fact, no, they are tracksuit bottoms, so you don't usually see that. It's a bit of a Gabor Kirai thing. Of course, the former Crystal Palace goalkeeper, the most notable of keepers to choose the long trousers rather than the shorts. Trialist, back to Francis. United being a bit more cautious now after that explosive start. It remains 0-0 after 4 minutes. Could have been a high boot against Carey. The referee has allowed it to play on. Lewis Hudson bringing the ball back for United. Challenging with the side on Holt. Holt loses out, but a slip on the ball by the Ellistown number 11 allows Williams with a chance to try and muscle it away on the ground, but somehow the home midfielder has kept it. Ellistown trying to push on towards the edge of the penalty area, but United doing well to crowd them out in defensive midfield. Crossfield ball from Cairns, unsuccessful. Quirk should deal with this long-range pass into the penalty area. He'll shield it back to Reece Francis, the United number 1. O'Grady dropping deep. Just playing it around the back. Terry Amson's wanted to see a bit of urgency today. He wanted to see attacking prowess. He wanted to see pressure. At the moment, United are just easing their way into the game. Don't want to make any silly errors and get caught on the break. And that's a fantastic ball to Chris Cowell, but again, the control lets him down. Hoofed away by the keeper. Chested down the centre circle by Holt. Tracking back is O'Grady. Chips it up the left. And the left back hooks it into touch with Chris Canwell for company. Canwell. Low cross. There was a drag on the shirt on Joe Cairns. The referee has said no penalty, and United have lost another ball. They lost a ball in the field during training. I'm just glad it's not me who's got to go and fetch him. United with the corner. Well, Campbell's got to put the corner, I think we call it a corner stick, because there's no flag. It's a very blustery day in Leicestershire, making things a little bit difficult. In by Campbell towards that far post, all the way to the other side with Michael Quirk, who will keep it in and look for the cross again. It's in by Quirk. The keeper pushes it into the air and brings it down. Swiftly volleyed into United territory. Volleyed on by Lewis Hudson, but given away. And Ellistown haven't registered a shot on goal yet, but they are looking menacing. And that's a great ball into the air. It just bounces a yard away from the Ellistown number 9, and Francis there with a calm head to end the danger. Trialist. The right hand side, but a push on Carey. And Carey being blocked up by the fullback as the Ellistown captain plays all the way back to the keeper. It's a dangerous one, and he just gets it clear before Carey can make the block. Great pressure from Carey. That's what you like to see. Never get up until the ball is gone. Put in by Holt in the centre circle. It's a very dusty pitch, this. I'm saying how much rain the country has seen over the last few days. The pitch is very dusty. Grass not looking in particularly great condition. A few brown patches around. Of course, it's the same for both teams. Valance. That pass into the midfield, nearly catching up the try-less centre-back. Got there just in time ahead of the striker, Williams. Flag raised against Chris Campbell, but he wasn't getting there anyway. So 8 minutes gone. It's been a bit of a slow start, I think you could say. It's back with Reece Francis between the sticks. Played out short to Aaron Williams. And ball claims, referee says no, the number 17 diving to the ground to make the block. I think he hit the shoulder. And Sam will continue. So it's hooked clear of the midfield by Holt. And the fullback ensuring that Carey did have the opportunity to keep that ball in on the right-hand side. Good pressure, good muscle from the fullback, who will go to take the throw in himself. It's back to the keeper, closed down by Cairns. Returned to the number 2. And it's a wayward ball, curls over the line. Remember to let us know your feedback on the YouTube comments section. To Vanessa Lawrence, yes, this is the full match. It is only commentary, however. There'll be no video footage of pre-season released for obvious reasons. Managers wanted to keep their tactics a secret. But there will be exclusive live commentary and video highlights along with interviews of every single men's and women's team game this season on CUTV. It's great to be back with you after a year break. To Rob Birdie Crow, you can hear me now. I'm not sure that's a great thing. And also we do apologise about the winds, Alan. We have got a muffler coming in the next couple of weeks. It's taken a while to get over here, but hopefully by the time the season starts we will have a muffler to make sure that the wind isn't a problem anymore. And to Vanessa has asked what the score is. It's still 0-0, although Chris Cullen will try and change that. Out muscled on the left-hand side of the penalty area, charges down the clearance, but it bounces out for the goal kick and heads into the shrubbery behind the goal. Still a lot of action to go here in pre-season. Several matches to come. We're live again on Wednesday night. I believe it's a 7:30 kick-off against Quorn, an old rival of Coventry United in the FA Vars and the league. I believe they're now playing in the United Counties League. Then it's GMP next Saturday before matches against Russell Olympic and Loughborough, before we get things going in the league on, I believe it's the 5th of September. Hudson barreled over on the right side of the penalty area. Referee says no foul. It's put into touch for the throw-in, level with the penalty area. Well, the linesman had originally given the throw-in to Ellistown. I think the referee has overturned that decision. Hudson's going to take it. O'Grady returns to Hudson. Carey trying to duck past his man. Couldn't take the ball with him. It has been a tough start. Hudson slides in, takes the man. Does get a piece of the ball, but the referee feels he got too much of the man. Away by the Ellistown number 9 towards the edge of the penalty area. Strong header cleared by Valance. Canwell brings it down beautifully with that high boot. Lofted ball, keeper coming out of his penalty area and gets there ahead of Kent, and he had to get that right, otherwise he would have been in deep trouble. So they get some distance on that kick. It's a melee in the midfield. Valance coming away with it, slips it up the left. for Camwell. Carey making himself available into Carey. He couldn't make the connection. You have the Ellistown captain breathing down his neck. And he was just a couple of inches behind where he needed to be. Probably the best chance that United have crafted so far in the opening 13 minutes. But still no score. If you are enjoying the footage, or commentary I should say, here on CUTV, there is no footage of pre-season matches, be sure to let us know, as United have got an opportunity on the edge of the area, and the keeper is doing ever so well. He's nodded that away outside his box. Keynes has kept it alive, but it's allowed Ellistown a chance to track back, and the cross from Cantwell turned behind by the defender at the near post. Delivery. There goes by O'Grady. Header across the box from Williams and straight out. Never going to cause Ellistown any sort of problems. It hasn't been the opening 15 minutes that Terry Anderson wanted. He wanted to see a good tempo, good attacking pressure, pulling Ellistown under the cosh. And the level that United are, and the expectancy that comes with this season, you would expect that United would have had a few attempts on goal. But the keeper, really, apart from clearing his lines, hasn't had to do an awful lot, but what he's had to do, he's done well. Valence just about keeping that in. In fact, no, he hasn't. It's unfortunate for Valence. He slid in just in front of the assistant manager, Tom Bates. Did his best to keep it in. But the referee felt that the ball had crossed the line. It's difficult to tell from this side of the pitch, so we'll have to trust his judgment. There was no real appeals from the United coaching staff. Powerful throw, Rory Delap style, but it's met by the bonds of Valence. Played dangerously into the back line for Ellistown. Back to the keeper. Had to get that first touch right, and they are very much under the cosh. Cairns and Carey making a nuisance of themselves, but the home side have got away with it. And now breaking up the left-hand side of number 16. Good shielding by that trialist centre-back. Can he see it out for the throw? Yes, he can. He's won the throw for United. Great defending. It's a crucial match for him. If he wants to earn a spot in the squad for this season. He did give away a penalty against Leicester Road last week, which was ultimately saved. But we are led to believe it was one of his first senior matches at any level. And he's megged the number 16 for his body checks. And the referee has given the free kick to Coventry United on the right-hand side of their own penalty area. There was also a pretty speedy challenge, shall we say, number 16, 70 I should say, coming in like a freight train on Lewis Hudson. Look, he didn't make contact as Quirks slides it up the left. Holt dinks it into the centre circle. Here's O'Grady. Hudson making the call on the right-hand side. Tries to go central with Kyle Carey, and it's rolled up onto the arm of the Ellistown defender right on the edge of the penalty area. It's a fantastic position for Coventry United. We know what O'Grady and Carey can do from free kicks. Carey tried to play a quick one to Hudson, but the referee has called it back. Well, Carey, O'Grady, they both left the ball for Chris Camwell. So the quick option is no longer an option. So it looks like it's going to be a curler towards the left-hand side of the box with Williams and Cairns in there, Valence too, and Kyle Carey, or will it be Campbell on his own. He tried to cut it back on the right, but it was blocked easily by the wall, and a throw-in right in the corner is the result. Can United pick up the pace? O'Grady returns to Hudson. And offside as the ball was returned to Hudson. Satisfactory end to that attacking move for United. And Ellistown will clear their lines, but the ball halting the progress of the the wind, I should say, halting the progress of the ball mid-air. Works header. Back into the danger zone by the number 9, but O'Grady retrieves it. Embarking on the left-sided run is Ben Valance. Campbell trying to duck past his man, but couldn't take the ball with him, although it's an interception from Ben Valance. And I think Cairns has gone down on the edge of the penalty area. Got a bit of a push from behind, off the ball. Again, we do apologise for the audio quality. The wind is quite strong here. It looks like 2 of the United substitutes are going for a warm-up. In fact, it's going to be all 5 of them. For a moment, we only saw Ison and Elaine. Now we see Harry Sawyer, Riley O'Sullivan, and the trialist left-back who got the assist for Jake Holt's opening goal at Leicester Road. The goalkeeper hesitant to play the ball. The referee was just checking that the ball was fully inflated. Still, the keeper maintains possession. Now boots it upfield. 20 minutes gone. Ellistown 0, Coventry United 0 remains the current score. Not an awful lot of action to tell you about, unfortunately. Ellistown with the ball in the midfield, lofted to the right and nodded into touch by Valance. The first time in about 10 minutes that Ellistown have mustered a proper attacking move. Now here comes Ellistown driving into the area, nodded down by the trialist defender, ensuring that cross went no further. O'Grady cuts it on the wing, lofts it to the right, doesn't meet Kyle Carey, but the defender slices it up. That may allow Cairns onto it, the defender does just enough. And Hudson barging in from behind on the left winger. That'll be a free kick about 10 yards into Ellistown territory in the centre. Shoots into the box from the Ellistown number 16. And funk clear under no real pressure from Reece Francis. And Hudson Courtsy gets the ball away. The referee says nothing doing. Hudson back to his feet quickly. Grady. Holt Courtsy makes the pass. He doesn't have the legs on it, and Campbell's beaten to it. But a complete miscommunication between the centre mid and the right mid of Ellistown leads to a throw-in. Chris Jones, no, United are not wearing their new kit. I believe that's being kept for the start of the season. So it's last season's kit, which to be fair, I think is still a pretty nice kit. Might as well get some use out of the old shirts before the new ones come in September. It is the home strip that United are wearing, the red shirts with green shorts and socks. Ellistown in yellow and blue. And to Rob as well, yes, we're all counting the seconds until the season starts. As Campbell tries his luck from long range. It's probably the closest that United have come. Which tells you just how lacklustre this game has been. United have had the better of it, they have the better of possession, but they haven't been able to find that crucial ball. Cleared by the keeper to the left, just in front of the CUTV camera. Good strong header by Hudson. Carey gives chase. Turn to the keeper and hooks straight into the trees. Oh, look at that touch from our cameraman, Jeff Bennett. At least we've got an option on the bench if he decides to sign a player form. Well, the throw-in has been lost, although it's a rather poor ball into the United backline from Ellistown. Swiftly dealt with by Quirk. Back to Francis, who hasn't had to make a single save thus far. Williams nearly cut out, but just swipes the ball away from his marker. Balance. Quirk. Now Williams holding deep. It's a poor ball. Hudson was screaming for it in space on the right. Williams going down the centre, and the power took it over everyone. Whether it be in a yellow shirt or a red one, straight to the keeper. Carey putting the captain under pressure, but Ellistown coping well with that pressure at the moment. On the left-hand side by the Ellistown number 2. It's a race that his teammate will not be willing it out for the goal kick. I've got a nice little spot here, the CU media team. So myself and Connor West representing the media squad today. We're on a little stand on the halfway mark of the pitch, about 6 rows up. And there is now going to be a drinks break. So 25 minutes gone here at Ellistown. Game of few chances, and really there are a few wrinkles to iron out. United have by far been the better team. However, they've not been able to use the possession that they've had and craft the opportunities to open the scoring. Camwell with the 2 best opportunities for United, neither of them on target. Again, we will be back on air on Wednesday with a live commentary of United's trip to Quorn at Farley Way. We will be visiting Farley Way again later this season because it is, of course, the home of Leicester City women, who play in the FA Women's Championship. They'll be playing Coventry United. Of course, United did play Leicester in pre-season a few weeks ago, and we've got to say, a fantastic afternoon myself and Connor and everyone the Coventry United ladies had on last Sunday. We embarked up to Lancashire for the match with Manchester City at the Academy Stadium. A fantastic setup, great venue, because it was all England internationals too. Fantastic game. It's not every day that you get to film the England captain playing. I believe there are a few photos kicking about on the Coventry United ladies' Twitter. That's Cov United LFC. Don't forget to follow the men's Twitter accounts as well, at Cov United. And we're on Twitter at Cov United TV. It's more of a tactical break, this, rather than a drinks break. It's not a particularly hot day. I mean, the weather said it was about 18 degrees. You can barely see the sky, all the clouds in it. There's a little bit of blue sky above us, but it is quite a dark and murky day with a pretty strong wind, so it doesn't feel like summer. Feels like a British summer, but not a proper one. So the break's been going for about 2 minutes. So 27 on the clock. And I must say, there's not a water bottle in sight for Coventry United. It's a chance to recap, regroup and rearm for Terry Anderson and his coaching team. The referees are ready. Ellistown are ready, but this time it's Coventry United keeping the home side waiting on the pitch as they finish up their tactical meeting. And here we go, we're getting back underway shortly. All the players getting into position once more. So the score as we hit 28 minutes in this pre-season friendly. Ellistown 0, Coventry United 0. Let's see what's in store for the remainder of the second half. So Francis will get us underway once again with this goal kick. We'll be going off air at half time for a 10-minute break. You should be able to use the same link to listen to the stream, so we'll just be going silent for roughly 10 minutes so we can have a quick break. It's a rather pointless ball from the back of Coventry United straight to the Ellistown goalkeeper. Do have attacking options on the bench. Dominic Lane is on the bench, although we're not certain if he's going to be used. He has actually suffered a minor fracture in his leg after a tackle that went wrong in training. Talking of tackles that went wrong, United's Josh O'Grady took up by his opposite number 7, but the referee has said the player got the ball. So chase is on between Quirk and the Ellistown striker up the right-hand side. Quick shoulder barge later from Quirk and the ball trickles out for the goal kick. Trialist centre-back plays it calmly up to Josh O'Grady in a holding midfield role. Usually more of an attacking player, O'Grady. That's a great ball, bounces to the edge of the area, and the centre-back, the captain, nods the ball back to the keeper with Hudson, Campbell and Cairns all waiting that ball to drop to their boots. Drops into the centre circle and bounces over to the left where Ben Valance is waiting. Strong challenge in for the number 16, stays on his feet, but Valance doesn't. He has gone out for a throw midway into United territory on the left-hand side. O'Grady rolls over to the centre-back Trias. Hudson has wanted a bit more involvement in this match. Returns to the trialist. Movement from United. You're just too slow at the moment. There's no intensity to the game. That's just telling his teammates it's not good enough. Williams. Carey. He had 3 yellow shirts all over him. And they've kept the ball in as Carey is dispossessed. Up to the edge of the penalty area. The try is doing well to shove the striker away and maintain possession. Lunge in, taking the United man out from behind and doing a bit of damage too. The centre-back holding his ankle. Hopefully nothing serious. Doesn't appear to be. Just the initial pain of the collision. Thankfully the trialist is getting back to his feet. Is okay. The free kick has been given, but United less than pleased. You very rarely see cards dished out in pre-season, so it's unlikely that the book is going to be brought out of the referee's pocket, but it is going to be a stern word from the man in black. Well, as any player will tell you, there's no such thing as a friendly. Players won't call them friendlies, they'll call them pre-season matches. Because when you step between those white lines, friendships go out of the window. Of course, one thing that has been withdrawn from the game really during the COVID crisis has been the pre-match handshake. That's one thing that we haven't been seeing during the pre-season matches. Ellistown tried to clear it. It's one in the air by Jake Holt. Canwell took on by Valance. He's just able to, in fact, no, he isn't. He tried to keep it in for a throw-in, as he nearly went over the pitch side railings, and unfortunately it has gone out for the goal kick. I just can't seem to string anything together at the moment. Ellistown have looked better in their attacking flows, but the United defence has been very strong. It's been a great defensive display for Coventry United, but attacking-wise, it's been very difficult. But you have to think, once United get going, then they'll be okay. Throw in front of the away dugouts. It's about 10 yards into Ellistown territory on the left-hand side, thrown up line, nodded back where it came from by the defender. Kyle Carey looking to switch it. It's over Cairns. Hudson will try and get there. And he has got there. Great stuff by Hudson, who's just shoved into touch. He's got the throw. O'Grady. Push from behind. The referee has given the free kick, a needless free kick really to give away for Ellistown, taken quickly by the trialist. Sent left to Holt. Just control keeps it in for Kelmore right on the touchline. A few step overs to try and find a way through the number 3. Didn't quite work, but he has got the corner. Now, United have to take advantage of these sort of opportunities. They've taken a quick one. It's towards the near post. Comes to Kyle Carey. Is that handball? The captain appears to be trying to keep his arms towards his chest. Definitely was contact with the arm, but I don't think he can give that. It is out for another corner. They've taken it short again. O'Grady, now Canwell. Goes for a tumble. Referee shakes his head. Well, I must say, I think United have been hard done by there. Carey, Ellistown getting physical. And it's worked for them. They've wrestled the ball away from Carey. Lofted ball from the back, Valance. Doesn't get the power on his attempted ball over to the left-hand side. It looks like Hudson has gone over to the left-hand side. The centre-back trialist now gone to the right with Valance slotting in the centre. So a complete defensive rework for Coventry United. But they've got to be careful with this Ellistown attack. Looking dangerous with a wayward pass collected by Valance on the edge of the box. 35 minutes gone, so 10 minutes to go until the end of normal time. There will be a minimum, I would say, of 3 added minutes. We did have 2 minutes during the, minimum of 2 minutes really. It was more like 2 minutes 30 for the quote-unquote drinks break, which is more of a tactical break because there were very little fluids taken on board. We've had a brief injury stoppage for the injury to the trialist centre-back. So I would say about 3 minutes. So all in all, probably about 13 minutes until the break. Quirk. Off the left it goes. Great flick on by Campbell. Now United are getting some momentum. Cairns goes alone and finally brings a save out of the keeper. Parried away. Kept in by Campbell. He's got O'Grady down line. Wrestled to the floor. And the referee has given the free kick. It is right on the byline. Basically a corner about 5 yards closer to the box. Can United work this right? Everyone in and around that penalty area except for Hudson, Valance and the trialist centre-back. Of course, Reece Francis as well. Holt and Campbell waiting on the edge of the box as it's hooked in by Carey. He was going for Michael Quirk at the far post with a strong header by the Ellistown number 6. Gets it away. And out for, I believe it's gone out for a throw on the opposite side. And we're going to need another ball. A couple of balls have actually gone into, looks like another pitch on the other side. They've got dugouts in there and everything, but it's, I don't think it's a Step 8 ground, so there's no seating or anything. It's probably just going to be used for our Sunday League stuff. In all fairness, that pitch is probably a lot browner than the one that we've already got as O'Grady goes for a ride. It looked like a bit of a dive though, to be fair, for O'Grady, no real appeals. Carey picks it up in midfield, dancing away from the number 12. Still going Carey, but the challenge in takes it out for throw in. A couple of yards down line from the box. Valance. Carey, overlap being made by Valance. Carey still going, shoves off one challenge, can't show off the second. O'Grady in there, the Ellistown man gets there first, and the final touches come off Josh O'Grady. A decision that O'Grady is less than pleased with, and it's one that he's got to accept. Well, half time is probably going to come at the wrong time for United, which is always the way lately. Williams. And the header from Williams escapes the defender. Canwell cuts back. Oh, and it's just gone wide. Curling effort from Chris Canwell. Keeper at full stretch could do nothing. He was at the mercy of the strike. And Canwell may have another chance. It's a poor touch by the defender. Ellistown buckling in the last couple of minutes. This is much more like it from Coventry United. And they've got a throw in a dangerous position on the left flank. Here's O'Grady. He's being forced away from the box. Holt. Moving in the right direction now. Carey wants a free kick, not given. It's not the best of balls by Valance and cleared. Only as far as O'Grady. Rolls it to the right with the trialist. Hudson in support. Lewis Hudson. The trialist is with him. Whipped in by Hudson. Too high for Valance. And the defender did stretch to get a boot on it. He hasn't made contact. He didn't need to make contact. It's out of play for the goal kick. Lucky for him that he didn't touch that ball. Otherwise, he would have gifted United a needless opportunity. And Holt has been given the free kick for a push in the back. Ellistown preventing a quick free kick being taken. The number 8 just rolling the ball away. Here's the trialist. Hudson. Francis across to Michael Quirk. Quirk blasts that one. Even the speed of Canwell wasn't enough to keep up with that. Like I say, we now have got a team sheet for Ellistown. We haven't got first names, but we have got surnames. So it's the first time we've got names actually in a pre-season match. So a massive thank you for for making that available, and a great spot by our very own Connor West as well. The goalkeeper is a trialist, and I dare say he's made quite an impression thus far. And another ball gone. So with 3 minutes of normal time to go, plus stoppages, which we believe there will be about 3 minutes, it's still Ellistown 0, Coventry United 0. But United have moved up to a higher gear in the last 5 minutes. O'Grady dodges the sliding challenge from Riddle. And play for the throw. Strong header clear by Coe. Try to set it back for Coventry United. A bit of a push on Canwell from behind. Referee says no. And Hudson will let that one roll into touch for a Coventry United throw halfway into Ellistown territory. Return to Hudson by O'Grady. Downline to the trialist. Ducks away from Windrum. O'Grady. Holt thinks about the long range effort. It strikes the leg of Nettle. Goes ground on the edge of the penalty area, nothing doing, as it's a strong clearance. And out it goes for a Coventry United throw on the halfway line. They're running out of time to make an impact before the break. Half-time is definitely coming at the wrong time for United. They've found their feet and starting to put Ellistown under the cosh. This is see from the start. It's come a little bit late, but United have got there. Just hope they can pick up where they left off in the second half. Maybe even time for an opening goal of the match before the break. They're going to have to move quickly. Williams all over the back of Nettle. And he's forced I think it's a throw-in. It's difficult to see. As the trees are blocking our view of the corner. In fact, I think it's going to be, it is indeed, it's going to be a corner. Taken short to O'Grady, completely unmarked. Canwell still with him. Canwell, blocked by the leg of Hardy. Out to Carey on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Quirk. In by Quirk. Oh, and that was such a gilt-edged chance for Joe Cairns. Couldn't have been more than 5 yards out. And he skied it. He's hit it with the top, with the bottom of his leg, rather than his boot. And that is such a shame. Fantastic position to find himself in. United really should be 1-0 in front there. You've got to give Cairns credit for giving it a go. Find himself in a great position. Great ball by Quirk too, I must say. O'Grady picks it up in the centre circle. Holt curls it to the right. Canwell ready to get going. Taking on Parker. Canwell's cross. Keeper dives onto it. Good hands. Ellistown have barely been out of their own half in the last 10 minutes. Well, normal time has ended. We are into added minutes. Valance just chips that one into touch as Parker hopes to get Ellistown one more opportunity. Launches the area. Quirk not as far as Williams. Good defending from Quirk. He's not put a foot wrong today. Coe lifts it up and volleyed away by Valance. Could this be the chance for Coventry United? It bounces to the feet of Chris Canwell. He's got Hayden for company. He needs some help. He's all on his own here. Covered up by Windrum too. Goes to the ground and Canwell's been kicked. It was an attempt to go for the ball. There's no doubt about that. But Canwell seems to have been kicked as he went to ground. Well, luckily Carey just seemed to be okay. But what Ellistown didn't want with United building this momentum at the end of the first half is to give away a free kick about 3 yards off from the box on the right-hand side. This is a perfect opportunity, especially with a set-piece wizard like Josh O'Grady standing over it. Could he go for goal himself? It's a tight angle, but he's scored from tighter angles than this before. There are 5 red shirts at the far post and Canwell on the edge of the box too. Could this be it for United? In it goes, Cairns. Quirk! He stuck it in, but the offside flag's up. Michael Quirk firing it into the roof of the net. But Coventry United do not have the opening goals. The flag was raised. It was flicked on by Joe Cairns. Fell to Quirk and he just smashed it into the roof of the goal. United have had the ball in the net, but it will not count. Well, we've had 2 minutes of added time. Referee checks his watch. Goes off the keeper's boot. Quirk. Header finds Carey. And the referee blows for half-time. United found their feet just a little too late in the opening 45 minutes, but exciting things to come, I'm sure, after the break. The half-time score, Ellistown 0, Coventry United 0. We'll be going off air for around 10 minutes here on CUTV. Don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly. find it. Closest United have come in the second half. They found their feet towards the last 10 minutes of the first half. Will we see something similar in the second? We're going to have to, otherwise this game is either going to end up at 0-0 or even worse for United, an Ellistown win. The level these two teams are, you would expect United to come away with the victory, but of course you've got to play what's in front of you. Levels mean nothing, statistics are irrelevant, as O'Sullivan wrestles the ball back, but has given away the free kick for a foul on Riddle. O'Sullivan bemused as to why it's been given. O'Sullivan trying to win it back from Neto. It's away to the number 7, Hardy. Rowe back on. O'Grady with the interception, flicks it on towards Kyle Carey, but it's nodded out. Looking at Kane, it does seem to be an abdominal injury. In fact, no, Dan White's actually working on his right shoulder. So, of course, we wish Joe the very best of luck in his recovery. Hopefully he'll be back very soon as another United attack comes snuffing the ball through the centre from Ison, easily intercepted. Here's Bradle, lofting it over the United backline. The chase is on, then back to Ison, into the hands of Reece Francis. Just 6 minutes of normal time remaining. There will be a fair few minutes of added time due to the injuries to Holt and Cairns, along with a Dreamsway, which to be fair was a lot shorter than the previous one. So I'd say probably about 4 minutes of added time to be played. Grady, lunging by Liggins to no avail, switches it over to Sawyer. It's over the head of Rowe, and now Harry Sawyer can get to work along that right-hand side. It's Sawyer. He's run it into touch, but it has taken a final touch on the way through, I believe, by Hayden. And Coventry United will indeed have the corner kick to coming from the right-hand side. It's make or break time for United. It may be a friendly, but the Red and Greens are insistent they need results in this pre-season campaign. They didn't have them last year. They want to go to a good start. They got the win last week. Can they do it again? And Carey is tripped on the edge of the centre circle, I believe, on the edge of the penalty area. So it is another fantastic position. But once again, United have been getting into these positions. They've had the opportunities, they just haven't taken them. More clinical, more decisive. I don't think Quirk's going to be involved in this free kick routine. He came ever so close a couple of minutes ago. But I think this calls for precision rather than power. This calls for Carey and O'Grady. Who's it going to be? It's O'Grady deflected. And towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, United will try and work it back in. Here's Carey. Across to O'Grady. Sawyer's free on the right, but O'Grady ducking and diving away from the yellow shirts around him. Carey lunged in by stiff kick. Ball bouncing off Canwell's boot, and now can Ellistown get on the break? Well, they did momentarily, but straight back with Francis. Quirk to try this corner for it on the left, but he goes short with Ison. Lewis Ison to Josh O'Grady for Coventry United. Carey making a beeline for the box. It's Kyle Carey trying to find Canwell to central. It does bounce into touch for a throw. Still in a pretty dangerous position. Downline to Quirk. He's got space to utilise. Williams. Sawyer wants it. It's played central to Chris Canwell. O'Grady. Cautious approach from United. They don't want to lose the ball, but they need a bit of urgency too. They have lost the ball. Sawyer couldn't make his route into the box. Quirk. Driven forward by Ison. Carey sandwiched between the two yellow shirts, but he's gone away and a lunge in, didn't take the ball. Hardy with a lunge in, but there's Chris Canwell who's sent it over the crossbar. It's probably a good result for Canwell. The referee's called it back. The initial free kick, you're not taking it too quick. The heavens have started to open once more. We've had a few spots of rain in the second half. Thankfully nothing too substantial. They've had plenty of free kicks in this sort of position, and they're going to try a short routine again with O'Grady, and they've got another free kick about 3 yards further to the right as the lunge from O'Grady was committed by, I believe it was Rowe. You know, I've got to make these free kicks work. They're not utilising them at the moment. Well, they've only got 2 minutes at most of normal time left. Canwell, that's a great save, punch clear. Thumped upfield. Brought down the road by Valance. O'Grady. Now Carey. Lofts it up the right flank. Carey's passing has not been on point today. Bounces out for the goal kick. Join us on Wednesday night for live coverage of Quorn versus Coventry United. Will United go into the third match of pre-season still with that 100% record intact, or will it just be an unbeaten record, or worse still, will it be 1 win and 1 defeat? Ellistown have got the ball in a good position from the throw-in to come. Well, that's normal time over, so we're into added minutes now. I'd say with the injuries and the drinks break, I'd say 4 minutes. Good stretch for Canwell to retrieve the throw. Josh O'Grady darting through the centre circle. Williams, the best of first, and he wrestled the ball back. Yes, he can. Great strength. And with a bit of assist from Valance, he's making a beeline for the post once more. Here's Carey. Shoved off the ball, but back onto it. Carey trying to put it into Sawyer. Blocked off. Now O'Grady. O'Sullivan brought down the edge of the area. Referee says no, O'Sullivan's barely been in this match. You just can't give him the service. Rowe breaking forward for Ellistown. Work onto the loose ball, back with Francis. A jet-propelled right boot up the field. Over Williams, back where it came from by Nettle. And straight back to Francis. Quick throw to the left back, and we know what he can do on the move. He's got space to work with. The referee calls the game to an end. Only 1 minute of added time played. I thought there would be a little bit more than that with all the injuries. But it is a scoreless draw. We don't see many of them, but United came here believing that they had a chance for a few goals. It didn't go to plan. And you've got to say fair play to Ellistown for keeping the Step 5 club at bay. They'll certainly be the happy of the two teams. Well, we're ready for some goals on Wednesday, please. Let's see a few more goals flying in the back of the net. But for today, massive thank you to everyone for joining us from both Coventry United and Ellistown. Best of luck to Ellistown for this season. Thank you for your hospitality. You can find the photos from Jeff Bennett in the coming days on his Flickr account. We'll be having a match report on the Coventry United website, and of course keep a lookout for our social media content on all of the Coventry United channels. And again, we'll be back on Wednesday for live coverage of Quorn versus Coventry United. But for now, it's goodbye from us on CUTV. The final score: Ellistown 0, Coventry United 0.